What's up, everyone? My name is Alan, founder and consultant at For Now Marketing, and welcome to Braze for technical marketers. Today, let's talk about how to test custom user data on the preview page of Braze, including arrays and objects. I know that it can get a little bit tricky to test some of those complicated data values in that preview page. So let's go over those examples in this video. So before we get started, we think it's important that we do actually have these data created in the custom attributes page. So I'm under data settings, custom attributes, and here I have an array attribute that we've detected as an array of objects, and this one we actually hard set ourselves. And then we'll also test out just a random string. So for string, we'll just use membership tier. String should be the simplest one. Again, data settings, custom attributes, come to this page, have these examples created and correctly categorized for the data type as array and object array. So then I'm opening up an email campaign. It's a blank email campaign, and maybe we have a for loop that's going to go through all the arrays and all the arrays of objects. For loop for arrays. So maybe for arrays, we have for item in, and then we're going to add in our, let's see, our array attribute. So for item in this array attribute, we'll just print out item, and then, and then we'll close out the N4. So this is a very simple for loop. It's just simply going to go through the array custom attribute and just list out every item that's listed in here. And we just want to see, is it displaying correctly? Is it even working? So after we type this in, we go to the eyeball preview page and then go to custom user. And then down here, we should, Braze should detect the array attribute and it's ready to enter a value. So even though the array attribute syntax typically requires square brackets, from our experience, or let's actually try it. If we just type in 1, 2, 3, comma separated, it actually works as expected. And then even if we had, let's say maybe Alan, Peyton, and James, and then let's get rid of these. So I guess it's going to actually include the quotes, so no need to bother putting those in. Or what if we surround it in brackets? So then if we surround it in brackets, Brace is like, this is actually the proper array syntax. So I'll go through and really print out what's in there. If you notice, without those brackets, it maybe just assumes that every comma separated item is the item and it prints out the quote. And let me go ahead and add a line break in there so it's just a little bit easier to see. But there it is. The next one is going to be strings, and that's going to be a very simple one. And then after that, we'll do arrays of objects, as that's probably the one that's most complicated that most of you have questions on. The string testing situation should actually be very simple. So if we just go to custom attributes and we said membership tier, so let's say we wanted to say your membership tier is custom attribute membership tier. We go to the eyeball page, and then now we can just add in whatever value we want it to say. So maybe it's gold, or maybe it's silver, maybe it's bronze. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the array bracket just because that feels cleaner that way. Okay, so then let's move on to testing arrays of objects, which we've had the most trouble with because it is a more complex data structure. I'm going to say for loop for arrays of objects. And then let's just say let's see, we're going to just change this to for object item in custom, and then we're going to replace this. And by the way, the liquid here that I'm writing isn't the point of the video. The point of the video is to show how we can test out arrays of objects inside this preview page. But I am going to go ahead and insert the array of objects, and then I'll enter that in there. So it's going to go through the array of objects. And then for object item in here, it's going to, for every single one, we will do a certain thing. So this actually requires us to list out and take a look at an example data that we're working with. Let's actually create an array of objects. So here we have an array and there's an object in here. And then maybe we're going to have name. And that's name is going to have Alan. So so far looking very similar to our array, but it's in an object format. And then let's get one for the rest of my teammates as well. So I'm going to actually just copy and paste this. And by the way, this type of JSON example data is something that your engineering team most likely will be able to provide for you. So you can just insert. I would ask for a sample data, and then you can copy and paste and insert this portion into the preview page, which we'll test in just a second. So what we're gonna do is here we have our array of objects. It's a simple object with just one field, one key name, and we have three of those items. So we are going to print out, let's see, it's going to be for object item, but we're going to print out its name and see what happens. Okay, so this is just an example value. This is what we're working with. I just put it here to visualize, but I'm going to go ahead and remove it for now. And then that exact example is what I want to use in our array of objects. So let's paste it in there. And it's actually working much easier than I expected. Let's go ahead and add some new, more line breaks so that it's easier to see. So for loop for arrays of objects. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's printing our names perfectly fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more key in there just to make it a little bit more complicated, because maybe it was just a little too, maybe we got lucky here. So, and also notice how Braze kind of shifted everything into a single line data. And I think that is what works best with Braze. I have seen this kind of be a little bit clunky, a little bit buggy sometimes. If you have a multi-line or a new line in this data example, it may not work. And notice when I copy and pasted it from this page, it just converted it to a single line thing. So let's add in maybe city as well. City, and then Alan, we'll just put LA. And then the same thing for others. Okay. And then now I want to type in object object item dot name and object item dot city. And then let's see what happens. Oops. I gotta go ahead and get rid of this example, but I actually didn't see the city get printed. So I wonder if we have an issue somewhere. Let's see. Actually, the issue is that I didn't copy over the new data. So this one that includes city, let's see what happens if we paste it in there. Okay, still not working. Interesting. Let's see if we can play around with it a little bit. Okay, so I don't know what I did to fix it, but all I did was save and refresh and come back here, and I copy and pasted the exact same payload with no changes, and it worked perfectly fine. So that's what we mean by sometimes it can be a little bit finicky, where it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work. But we were able to successfully test out array of objects inside the preview page. So yes, you can put in all the bracket syntax, all the curly brackets, and then just compress it down to a single line, or just copy and paste it and let Braze do it. And it looks like our for loop is still working successfully. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.